My name is Anna. I am 37 years old, and I am married. My husband's name is John, and he is much older than me, he is 59 years old. We have been married for 19 years and have 2 daughters. Our first daughter is 18 years old, and our second daughter is just 1 year old. We live a simple life. John works, and I stay home to take care of our children and the house. Everything seemed fine. But now, my life is full of sadness and pain. One day, I discovered something that shattered my heart. John has a girlfriend. I was in shock. John is my husband. We have spent so many years together. I believed he loved me. But now, I am not sure anymore. I tried to talk to him. My voice was trembling as I asked. John, is this true? Do you have a girlfriend? But he got angry. You're making a problem for no reason. He shouted, but I knew the truth. I could feel it. I could see it in his eyes. He was hiding something. I needed to know more. So one night, I checked John's phone. But he caught me. His face turned red with anger. He snatched the phone away and yelled, "Why are you looking at my phone? You have no right." I was scared, but I needed answers. Later, I checked his phone bill. My hands were shaking as I looked through the numbers. Then, I saw it, a number he called almost every day. A number I didn't recognize. I dialed it. A woman answered. She was John's girlfriend. She was the same age as me. She had a daughter. She was also married. When I confronted her, she spoke so coldly. "It's not my problem if your husband found me," she said. I was devastated. My heart felt like it was breaking into a million pieces. I confronted John again. My eyes filled with tears as I told him, I know the truth, but he didn't care. He looked at me with no guilt, no regret. "I will end it when I want," he said. "You don't tell me what to do," I cried. John had cheated on me before, when our first daughter was born. And now, after our second daughter, he was doing it again. I needed him. I needed his support. But he was with someone else. Right now, I am on leave from work to take care of our baby. I can't go back to work yet. We have a loan for our apartment, and even though the apartment is in my name, we pay for it together. Soon, my child payments will stop, and we need John's income. John knows this, and that's why he feels powerful. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He even tells me, I can have another girlfriend if I want. He doesn't care about my feelings at all. Our older daughter tried to talk to him. "Dad, this is wrong. Please stop," she begged, but he only got angry at her, too. He shouted at her. He said cruel words. He is hurting us all. We feel so alone. And then, one day, John stopped coming home at night. He said he was working late. But I didn't believe him. He didn't call me. He didn't send me any messages. I sat in the dark, waiting for him. The hours passed, but he never came home, and in that moment, I realized, maybe he never truly cared at all. I was worried and scared. In the morning, John finally came home, but he was angry. Instead of explaining, he just snapped at me. "Stop asking me questions. I'm tired of this." His words hurt, but I stayed silent. Another day, he told me he wanted to go on a trip. Hope filled my heart for a moment, and I asked, "Can we go together?" But he didn't even think about it. "No," he said. "I want to go alone." I felt a deep sadness. Why didn't he want to go with me? Why did he need to be alone? But deep inside, I knew the answer. John also started spending a lot of money. Every month, I noticed we had less and less. I asked him, "John, where is all the money going?" He didn't even look at me when he answered. "Don't worry about it. I'll handle it," but I was worried. So, I checked our bank account. My hands trembled as I looked through the transactions. My heart sank when I saw the truth. He was spending money on expensive gifts, he was spending money at fancy restaurants, he was spending money on her, while our family struggled, while our children needed security, he was spending our money on his girlfriend. The stress started making me sick. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I felt exhausted all the time. I finally went to the doctor, hoping for some relief. But his words only made me feel worse. You need to rest. You are too stressed. But how could I rest? My husband had a girlfriend, our family needed money, I had no control over my life. Even our older daughter was suffering. She didn't smile as much anymore. She avoided her friends. She was ashamed of her father. She didn't understand why he was doing this to us, and our baby, our younger daughter, she was too little to know what was happening. But I worried about her future. I wanted her to grow up in a happy family. But right now, our family was broken. I confided in my best friend. I told her everything. She sighed and said, maybe you should leave John, but I felt trapped. I couldn't leave him, I had no job, I had 2 children to take care of, I needed him, even though he was hurting me. My family told me to be strong. Maybe John will change. Maybe he will come back to you. But I wasn't sure. I was afraid that he would never change, afraid that he would always choose his girlfriend over us. I didn't know what to do. I felt weak, I felt lost. Even after all this pain, I still loved John. I wanted him to come back to us. I wanted him to remember our family. I wanted him to leave his girlfriend, but deep down, I didn't know if that would ever happen. I felt like I was trapped in darkness, searching for a way out, but I couldn't find it.